folks, this is Ben back with you in the Midwest Model Shop. Alright, you've seen the thumbnail. Today we are releasing in 1/200 scale our 1/200 scale Titanic Ladder Set. So this is available on our website, themidwestmodelshop.com. It is links down in the description down below. It'll take you there. So I know I said I was gonna knock out 1/200 scale 40mm Bofors, the quad Bofors next for all my armor ship folks. It was during the designing of those Bofors, I'm like halfway through, that I had this epiphany about ladders. I had a gentleman ask me again about ladders for armored ships. And I had this little revelation. Every single ship that I've ever built, including Titanic, someone has complained about messing with the photo etch ladders and trying to get them to work. And they always have a hard time. And I realized, hey, in CAD I should be able to relatively easily design the ladders. And it's true, I was able to whip those up fairly quickly. Printing them is a completely different story. I currently have well over a 50% failure rate, and I'm continuing to tweak the design a little bit here in print so that, well, my settings so that I can get them to print consistently and knock them out. But we do have them ready to go. And so what I need to be clear about here is what we have is a replacement set for the Pontos kit. So if you have the Pontos aftermarket kit, what I did is I went ahead and took that and said, all right, every ladder that's in here, and they're on 2 different sheets. I know there's a number M, I think. I duplicated those and made them available in this nice little set. Also what I did is every single one of the Pontos photo etch ladders that you have, I duplicated those plus 1. So I think there's like 35 on here. You don't need that many. So if there's a ladder like on the front of the Titanic and the forward well deck, the one ladder that goes up, you know, towards like the bridge, there's only one of those. Well, there's 2 on here. Hopefully that makes sense to everybody. The next thing that's really important that you need to know is I omitted one set of ladders, and that's because Pontos also omitted them. And if you look on your instructions, page 18, on the left, bottom left side, it's photo etch part D14, Delta 14. Those 2 ladders, I don't understand why they exist on the kit. You cannot see them when the kit is assembled. They disappear, and they didn't go in my client's build either, and you don't miss them. So those are not included. The other reason that I wanted to mention the instructions, everyone who owns the Titanic kit owns the Titanic instruction booklet. So under each ladder in big large print is a number like D45, A32, D15. Those are the kit numbers. So if you're in the kit instructions and you see, you know, page 18, it says photo etch D19 at the top there for these 2 ladders. So you need to come find the 2 D19 ladders, and those are the right ones. That's how I numbered the system. The exception being for D45, I think. Let's see here. I think it's D45. So the kit shorts you some of the little ladders that you need up on the boat deck, and the Pontos Detail Set includes them all. So you have all of them here, but I think it's D46, D45, D46. Looks like here they're D46. D46. There's like 4 or 5 of them in here because you do need those to complete the kit, and the kit instructions don't include those ladders. So what I'm saying is they're there. The Pontos Detail Set, that's what this is, plus 1. The last thing I want to say is I'm really proud I was actually able to get these printed in such a way that they're super, super easy to take apart. We're going to go ahead and demonstrate how to do that next. Painting, they're set up so that you can easily paint them in place. And then when you're ready, you snip away the supports, and you might have to do a little touch-up if you want, and then you could go ahead and install them onto your ship. As far as painting goes, I want to mention one thing. I'm not going to do a painting tutorial on this one, but I've had a lot of people say, hey, What color are you using for the, I call it orange, that's in the well deck area on your Titanic build? I think Harlan Wolf, they call that mast red, I believe is their term for it. Anyway, what I did is I painted that whole area white first, primed it in white, and then went over it with Model Master Skin Flesh Tone. I probably have the only 2 bottles left of that in the world. I'll sell them for £1,000,000 British pounds because of the conversion weight, but they're not available and you can't get that color paint anymore. But what you can get is AK11402 Light Flesh. This is available. I just bought this bottle of paint. And in my demos here, you're going to see that I use this color on the ladders, and when I put them in the ship, they're a dead match for the Model Master Flesh color. I actually used AK paints for all of my painting on this little demo build. The colors I'm using are I just did them for a demo. I'm not saying that they are correct. I've seen lots of different reference pictures. There's all kinds of information about, you know, they had brass skid plates on it, but were they brass? I painted mine gray. That makes more sense. You do the wood underneath. You just paint them however you want to paint them. What I'm saying is these are ready to go, and they add a level of detail that the photo etch does not, and they should be a lot easier to use than the photo etch. So that's it. With that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at how to disassemble these, and we'll take a look at a few images on the ship on my model that's not complete. So we just kind of you'll have to bear with me with that. That's it. Again, these are available at themidwestmodelshop.com and in the link in the description down below. All right, guys, let's get into it. All right, folks, so this is what you are going to get. It's a little set shaped like so. And now what we need to do is cut it apart. I'm not going to cut this one apart because this one's good and ready to go. This one is a reject one that I threw in the trash, basically. So here's what we got: our regular Tamiya cutters. You could use anything better that you want. So what I've done with our corners here is I put in basically this hollow corner. So you can reach in here with your cutter and snip these, and that will make it much easier to get them out of the way. Be careful with this one because you have a rail right on the side there that's kind of close. Same with this back corner here. The other thing I want to note is, generally speaking, we've got a divide right down the middle here. It makes it very easy to get in here and kind of split this thing in half right away. So you have to do a little bit of cutting away. There's no real, once you snip like that, this thing can kind of come apart. There's no real painting these in bulk. You really need to get them apart individually so that you can paint them up this way and know what is what. But that's it. We're cutting them apart just like this, okay? So then you have your piece, and as I mentioned in the beginning, see, like, this is piece A12. I would go ahead and paint this at this point, right? And it is possible that these supports will get in the way of some of your painting, but you could touch that up later, and you'll end up with, you know, something that looks like this when you're done painting it, right? Paint as you see fit. When you're done, though, and you're ready, I would just, actually, when you're done, I'd leave it like this. There's no reason to cut these off, because if they're loose, you lose the identification number and you don't know what's what. You put them in the drawer, put them on your ship somewhere, whatever you want. Keep them like this. When it's time to remove them, very simple process. Come up here and snip with the flat side of your cutters, and then cut that out of the way. Same thing down here. Cut this out of the way. And then keep an eye on the bottom. So if you see the bracket is there that's supposed to hold this thing to the deck. So just make sure your cutters are flat upside down. You get up right underneath it. A little snip, a little snip. That's it. You're good to go. And you could get away with a little bit of bending and poking, a little bit of grabbing. You know, and you'll be all right. I recommend a flat set of tweezers, so you could just kind of grab the railing like this when you're done and put some glue in your respective positions and set it on the ship. And that's it. It's that easy. Let's go ahead and drag the ship down here and take a look at a few of these in position so you get an idea what they look like. Alright, here we are in the aft well deck where I've got a couple of these painted up. As you can see, the AK paint matches the Model Master paint perfectly without any trouble. And they sit in position just like the photo etch ones do. And then we've got our other one over here installed as well. Looks nice, fancy. And then in the background there, those aren't painted up, just our regular gray ones that I used to test out and figure out if this would all work or not. But you guys get it. It's a simple concept. Pick them up like this, glue them, drop them into position. Assuming you have the kit parts, assuming you have the KA or the Pontos ones, if you really screw one of these up or something doesn't work out for you for some reason, you'll have those as like triple backups. So that's it. Hope you're interested. Again, these are available on themidwestmodelshop.com. Thanks for watching.